Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So just a quick update. I'm going to do like I did last week. So part one is going to be about the wegovy, and then part two is going to be about my update with my journey with real estate. So if you want to follow the whole thing, great. If not, then part one will be about the wegovy, and then part two will be about the real estate. I don't want to waste your time, so I just want to let you know ahead of time what parts I'm going to be talking about, so that way you're not, if you want to just jump to like numbers and everything else, you can just jump to the numbers and so forth and so forth. Because I hate wasting time. Anyways, so first things first, wegovy. This past week on Monday, I think it was, my kids had food poisoning, and then my husband and I had food poisoning. So my whole family, we had food poisoning. And then my sick mentality was like, oh, that's good. I'm going to lose some weight from being sick. But no, I was knocked out for like 3 days, I think it was. Yeah, Monday through Wednesday. I was just like not feeling it. But so I did get to 211. My scale did get to the 211 range. But then, of course, that's only like liquid that you're like, because I was vomiting like left and right. But that's not a whole lot that you're actually losing or anything like that, because I put it right back on. So like on today my scale was 215, but I also haven't gone to the bathroom. So if you've been following along with the ozempic slash now the wegovy, you do get backed up. I get backed up. And I've tried the oatmeal last night. I ate like 2 cups of oatmeal and it didn't do anything for me. The only thing that I found that works for me is to drink prune juice, which I think is disgusting. And then I actually like to eat the cinnamon Metamucil cookies. Those are actually really good, but they're so good that I think I ate too many and I might get a little bit too much fiber in my body. But that's another story. Um, so I do want to say that like I did get to 211, but like today I'm 215. But if I were to go to the bathroom, I'm sure I'd be like at the 211, mark. Um, I actually haven't been eating healthy like I was doing for a second with my salads and everything else like that. I haven't been doing that. I just been doing like whatever. And to be honest, I don't even eat dinner. Like, I know it sounds really, really bad, but I don't eat dinner. I do get hungry though towards like Saturday, Sunday, Monday-ish kind of thing. And then like it's the weekend. So, my husband's home. Sorry, excuse me. I'm tired. I'm looking like a hot mess. Husband's home and everything else, and so I'm just not as focused. So not that I'm blaming him or anything, but like we're just doing things we have to do for around the house, so it's just easier to just go get something to eat versus like coming home and making something. So that's that for the wegovy. I think that I'm probably losing like right around another pound or two. I'm gonna eat some more oatmeal probably in the morning, and then I'll let you guys know like what I got down to. I did my second shot for the Wegovy, and this time around, I wasn't scared to like stab myself in the stomach, so I didn't bleed this time. And I watched a video on how to do it, and then like the little gray mark by the yellow mark, that is normal, and so that's it is what it is. Um, it's whatever. I guess I don't prefer either or. It doesn't matter. I I I feel the same on either the one milligram I was on is 1.7. It all feels the same for me. It's not like there's a big difference. So um there is that. Sorry, my cat's crying. Um so yeah, there's that. I thinking that tomorrow or the next day I'll probably be like in the 210 range, but we'll see. And then I'll probably start eating healthy again too, because I'm a little bit like weary about the whole eating out and everything like that, because I did get food poisoning. I actually don't think I got food poisoning from eating out. I think I got it because our fridge went bad. And so food just wasn't staying at the right temperature, and I think that got us all really sick. So my last video, if I told you that like Satan's really, really trying, I'm not joking. Like really, he's doing his thing on me. So anyways, now let's jump into the real estate thing. So I really, 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 really tried to like stay with this brokerage and like try to see the silver lining to everything. But I just, I prayed about it and everything else, and I wasn't feeling the vibe. And no matter what, I tried to talk myself into like being positive about the situation. It just wasn't going to happen. Like, yeah, I mean, I could be positive about it, but like, there was just this like weird feeling and weird vibe that I just was not liking. And, of course, the picture that was taken where I told you guys before in last week's video that like it was just an awful picture and everything else. Um, you know, whatever. Everybody has their bad days, right? I had my bad days. That person was probably having a bad day. Who knows? But when I had called on Wednesday, I had called, obviously I wasn't feeling well and stuff. So I called and I had asked if they'd already made my business cards because I kind of had the feeling that like they hadn't made them yet or like sent them off or anything like that. And they didn't. I was right. They didn't. And to be honest with you, that kind of just was like my last straw. I was just like, I'm going to go ahead. If you haven't made them yet, like, if you haven't sent off the business cards and, it's already Wednesday and you haven't edited anything and you haven't sent them off, forget about it. I'll go somewhere else. And so the guy I was on the phone with, he was like, I told him that like I just, wasn't vibing with the people there and, it just wasn't a good fit for me. And then he was like, it's not the brokerage. It's, it's not the location, like indicating the problem was me. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to take offense to that. Like, that's fine. You're right. I was the one who, made an appointment and never showed up. I was the one who, was controlling the camera and taking these god awful pictures. And then he like had mentioned to me that like, the guy who took the picture was an Emmy award winning person. And it was just like, okay, that's great. Like, I'm glad that he's an Emmy award winning person, but I just don't see that. But that's fine. So we cut ties. And honestly, it was a great thing. And like, I don't stay down very long. Like, you don't know me because, we've only been chatting through YouTube or whatnot, but I don't stay down. Like, I don't play. So the minute something is done, I'm just on to the next. Like, that's just how I am. I've just always been that way. And so I immediately was like, okay. And then I went and I called a couple of different brokerages and like asked questions and stuff like that. And like kind of wanted to get a feel for people because like that's what's really important, like is having relationships, right? And like real estate, you need to have relationships because there's going to be a time where like, for instance, I'm going to need to not be able to show a house and somebody else is going to be able to have to show a house for me, vice versa. And I'm going to be able to do it for them. And it's just how it goes, like it's just scratch my back, I scratch yours. And, you got to have relationships with people. And if you can't have a good vibe in a relationship with people, then why do you want to work with them? Right? Like nobody wants to go to work and not like who you're working with or like, even though you work by yourself, you're your own boss, but like you still want to be around people that you like, right? Like that's just how it is. So I was, I found another brokerage and I'm waiting for him to get stuff, going or whatever. And I was questioning myself and was wondering like, okay, is this even worth it? Like, should I just try something else? Should I just give up on real estate already? And I'm not giving up on real estate, but like if I should try a different avenue. And then I kind of went through my phone and I found something and it just made me laugh when I first found it and I saved it because it totally fits my personality. But I just want to tell you, it says, when God put a calling on your life, he already factored in he already factored in your stupidity. And I thought that that was so funny because, one, it's so true. And then two, like, no matter how much like we can, close doors ourselves or have doors closed for us, like at the end of the day, like God, he's still like has a way of getting you to where you need to be. Like it doesn't, one door closes, another one opens. It's just, how he works. And, especially if you keep pushing forward and you keep having faith, right? You just, you don't stay down very long. And I just kind of thought it was funny because that just made me laugh because it's so true that like I do make a lot of dumb choices and I do a lot of stupid things. And so when I seen that, I just thought the humor to it was funny. And then I was like, I hope I'm not making a mistake by, walking away from that brokerage. But like at the same time too, I felt like I had to do it because it just wasn't vibing with the people. And if you're not vibing with people, it just makes all the difference. Nobody wants to walk into an environment where you just feel like, hi, what are you doing here? Just not fun. It's kind of like if you walk into like a gym and the people there just make you feel unwelcome. It's not a very welcoming situation. Like, you don't feel like, not that you feel like you belong anyways, because it's a gym, who cares? But, it's still like when you feel like the vibe's wrong, I don't know, it's probably the gym was a bad example, but just saying, like, you probably know what I'm talking about. Just when the vibe's wrong, it's just kind of like, not for me. Well, I didn't want to put myself in a business atmosphere with that kind of thing. And it's crazy because when I was talking to the guy with this other brokerage, and he was like, well, like, I'm really glad you called. And then I was like, yeah, me too. And so it was like a mutual, like, agreement that, like, he was glad that I called him, but I was glad that I called him too, because I felt like a relief that, no, I wasn't making a mistake walking away from them. And no, I wasn't making a mistake for feeling how I felt. Um, and I had said in my last video that I have learned those lessons, that like I never listened to my gut when it was screaming at me, and I had a lot of regrets for not doing for not listening some of the times. And I actually listened this time. And, I still have a little bit of doubts in myself, like, should I go back to property management? Because I used to do that, or if I should just stick it out with real estate. But at the end of and I know it's going to be hard, my schedule. I'm a mom and I don't have daycare. And so that's going to be a little bit of an issue. But it's only going to be an issue until I can hustle and sell my first house. And then I can have daycare. But until then, it's going to be a struggle. It's what it's going to be. But it doesn't matter where I'm at or what I'm doing. It could be in property management. It's going to be the same thing too, because I'm still going to have daycare for my kids while I'm doing this and doing that. And until I get paid, it's not going to, I'm not going to be able to do it. So it's just one of those things that, like, I don't think I made a mistake walking away. I do feel like I'm in the right place. I haven't heard back from him yet. Well, I heard back from him, but I haven't heard back from him about what's next as far as paperwork goes. So maybe tomorrow I'll hear back from him. But, it's in a nicer location. It's like in a more like office setting kind of a thing. Like the other place that I was at, I mean, it was an office setting, but it wasn't. This place that I went to was like really nice. Like, and not that that matters, but like it was like dreamy, like nice. It was really, really nice. And so, and that's where I'm gonna be meeting a lot of my clients at too, is like at the office and stuff. And it's got these pretty palm trees out front, and it's just, I don't know, it's just really dreamy. It's really pretty. And so I feel proud, like that I made that decision, and that I think I'm in the right direction. And I've been asking God for a lot of confirmation, and I feel like I'm getting it. And I asked God, hey, if it's not for me, can you close this door? And so, if for whatever reason the door's closed, it's closed, and it's not for me, then it's time to move on. But I'm not giving up on it just yet. I'm gonna keep knocking, and seeking. But yeah, I'm excited to finally, once I get started. And another thing too, with this brokerage that I'm going with, like, they're actually going to do training for me and stuff like that. And like, so I'm not going to sit there feeling lost. Like, what am I doing? What am I supposed to do? And that's what I've been having an issue with. The other place was that, like, okay, I signed these papers, but what do I do next? What do I do? How do I get my profile updated? And how do I get this? How do I get that? So I think this brokerage that I'm signing on to, he's, going to give me lots of training and stuff like that, and, coach me all the way through, and like mentor. And I'm like, oh, thank you. That's kind of like what I need. I mean, everybody has to start somewhere, right? Like, I'm starting at the bottom, like, and my commission split's going to be different, of course, but that's okay. Cause like, I'm not in this to, like, I know it's going to sound crazy if anybody's in real estate, but I'm not in this to like be some big millionaire. That's really not why I'm in it. Why I'm in it at the end of the day is because, I know a lot of people who would love to be a homeowner, and the American dream nowadays seems so out of reach, even for myself. Like, it just seems so out of reach. I'll be 40 before you know it. And I don't own a house. And it's like, we're just stuck paying other people's dreams. And it's like, where did the American dream go? And, not that I'm knocking anything, but I'm just saying, where did it go? I've been working all my life. I took this past year off to raise my kids, but other than that, I've been working my whole entire life. I actually started working before I was 16. I would walk to my aunt's coffee shop and I would work for just tips. That was it. And then I hustled and I had my own babysitting. It was called Joe's Tots. And I had my own babysitting gig. And then I had a paper route. I was always out trying to make money, like trying to figure out the next little gig I can get going, since I was little, like 12, I think it was. So I've been working my whole entire life, but yet not a homeowner. And so it's just like, the American dream seems so lost for my age group. And I would love to help people to get out of paying these rents that, one, we don't have control over. Rent keeps going up. I mean, there's rent control in a sense, but how much control? Because, I look around and just an average home in California, your rent can be like $3,000, $4,000. Like, that's ridiculous that you would spend that much money for somewhere that you rent, not that you owe, but that you rent. And so it's just like, wow. And then there's a lot of people that are wanting to retire, like my parents' age, who are wanting to retire, but they kind of can't because, they're about ready to, and then the next thing you know, they're getting hit with higher homeowner insurance premiums. Your car insurance, just if you're in California, your car insurance just went up again. Your electricity bill is freaking through the roof. How do you retire? These extra little incomes that are like adding up to $300-$400 a month, that's taking a part of your retirement. So, that's why you see a lot of people selling their property out here in California and they're moving out of state. That's because they can retire. They can get a house, pay $300,000 for, have land, and retire. Whereas out here, $300,000, you can get a condo. Do you want a condo? You can get a condo. I'm just saying. Anyways, so yeah, I'm not trying to be some big shot millionaire or anything like that. Just humbly, just trying to help people get to where they're going and, conquer those dreams and being a homeowner. I have kids myself. I want to find out where I'm going so that I can put my kids in their home that they belong in and start them in their school and have their kids be from kindergarten to all the way to high school. Like, that's what I hope on doing. I don't want to move. I don't want to move, keep moving place to place to place or anything like that. Like, I just want to get to where I'm going and then, have my kids grow up in the same house and have the same friends and just have that community. So that's just kind of where I am with real estate. And that's why I think that I would be good at it, because I'm not trying to hustle you for the, higher income or higher commissions or anything like that. Like, I want you to succeed too, so yeah, it's just, it's going to be a journey, but yeah. Sorry for my little ramble about everything. I just kind of went on a little rampage. But yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated for next week. And then I'll keep you updated if I lose anything after I use the bathroom. All right, you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.